Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to another Morning Coffee Talks. Hey, I had a great weekend this past weekend. Um, got a chance to spend some time with some family that was in town. Man, just really great energy, really great time as far as like just, coming together and just celebrating, the family or whatever. And yeah, man, it was just a really great weekend. So I can appreciate that. One thing I noticed though, and this so the family event was hosted at a hotel, um, and that's where everybody met up and stuff like that. And as we went to go meet up with the family in the hotel, there was another group there, but it was an organization, one that you were pledged to. I'm not gonna say the name. I'm not here to like bash their organization, anything like that. But one thing I did notice is um, all the men there. They were there between the ages of like 40 to 70, right? And I thought it was cool. Again, it's cool for them to meet up. Kind of find out they meet like every 2 years. And but again, the one thing that I noticed, all of these men, when I say it was probably like definitely over 100, 150, right? And this is no exaggeration because we've seen them all weekend in every different place around the hotel. All of them were out of shape. Every single last one of them. Not one person there was like literally in shape or like looking healthy. A lot of them were hobbling around, like they had a lot of injuries just from old age or whatnot. A lot of them had guts. I mean, big guts. Listen, I used to weigh it. My highest was around like 285. I used to have a gut, and at that weight size, man, at that size, there's so many different problems that as a man you deal with. A few things, right? At that size, I was snoring when I sleep. When I was sleeping, I would wake up in pain from like inflammation in my joints and things like that. I would have sleep apnea, where I was waking up constantly, didn't couldn't sleep, couldn't breathe in my sleep. I would stop breathing in my sleep sometimes. Just the lack of energy, the lack of breath, like walking upstairs and stuff like that, or just doing anything, walking outside. Um, Man, it was just the mental focus wasn't there, the emotional awareness, the emotional regulation wasn't there. It was just, I mean, I can go on and on and on. It was so many problems. But I say this to say that I know at my size that if I'm having these type of issues, I know they're having these issues. Because yes, they may not have 10, like if it's 10 issues, they may not have all 10. They may have 7, somebody else may have 8, 9, right? And it fluctuate through that. But the fact of the matter is, now that I have gotten in relatively good shape, right? I'm not where I want to be 100%. But let's say if it was 10 things on that list, I'm probably down to one, maybe two, right? And that's just because, you know, I'm not 100% where I want to be. But nobody never have nothing from that list, right? Some days is different and whatnot. But I say all that to say, get back to the point, you know, again, every single one of them was out of shape. And all I can just think of was like, man, that was me a year and a half ago, right? Obviously not that age, but you know, in that predicament where I lack my standards I have now, right? I lack my awareness that I had now. I gave up a lot of things. I never smoked, like for real. Every blue moon, I would smoke a cigar if I'm out and somebody just kind of bring it up. But obviously, I stopped smoking like marijuana like years ago. Yeah, I'm talking about my early 20s, right? Um, I never smoked cigarettes. Yes, I drank a little bit more socially, but I gave that up officially like a year and a half ago. Even though even before then, it was more, again, it was just social. I have even stuff right now in my house, but it just sit there. I forget about it, more for people who come over. But a lot of them was doing that there, smoking and drinking. Again, it's nothing wrong with congregating and having a good time, for the setting. But I just know, man, like, listen, at some point, I look at the man that was there and I'm like, who do you inspire? Being at that weight, you don't. A lot of them. And again, I don't want this video to be taken as me just beating them down. I want to bring awareness. That's the point of it. To say. And here's the other thing. That was one location. One location in the world, not even a 0.000% of the world of men just at that location. Now, again, it was like at the max, they probably had like 200, 250, who knows, right? But from with my eyes, I say at least 150 plus. And I'm just saying, like, literally all of them was out of shape. All of them. I'm talking about like horribly out of shape. And yeah, man, it was just a sad sight to see. When I seen it, I would say them coming together was a beautiful thing to see. But them together also was a horrible sight to see, because it just wasn't inspiring. It wasn't. It's like, man, these brothers look good. No, they didn't. They did. I'm just keeping it above. They didn't look good. Again, a lot of them look beat down and wore out and stuff like that. And I don't want to hear, oh, they old and this and that. No, there's guys who are of age that still look really well, that take care of themselves. Again, you don't have to be in the gym 5 days a week, but you have to do something active, man, to keep your strength, keep yourself looking strong, keep yourself looking fit. You can go running. That's a great thing for your overall body, right? Again, I like weightlifting just because there's a lot of other benefits with it. And yeah, but at some point we have to raise our standards, man. And I think it has to start from that awareness, though. It has to start from that awareness, and not just being comfortable in life. Not being comfortable in life. But like I said, it was just something I wanted to share. Some observation I seen. Again, on a positive note, they came together. For the cause, for their organization. Again, I'm sure they help each other in other ways in life, but you have to help yourself first, right? When it comes to your health, man. I'm about enjoying, good food and stuff in life and good experiences all day long. I'm here for that. But the overindulgence, the gluttony, we have to get back to being strong, man. Not only mentally, but physically and spiritually. Because here's the thing, I'm gonna tell you right now. There's no way at those weights they was at. Some of the dude was bigger than me at the time. There's no way that you're physically strong. There's no way that you're mentally strong. And I'll even go to say that there's no way you're spiritually strong and connected. Because, like I said, just from my experience, man, listen, when you get in shape and you start to be the best version of yourself, you start to understand you're putting yourself in God's image. All right? God didn't create us to be out of shape and look like, that's not God's image as man. Hell no, it's not. And so I say that to say, when you out of that form, and you don't feel comfortable taking your shirt off, that lowers your self-esteem, that lowers your self-value, self-respect. And I've said this multiple times. As a man, we need respect more than love. We have to have it. And if you can't respect yourself, how can you love yourself? If you can't respect yourself, how can you expect others to respect you? If you can't love yourself how you need to be loved, how can you expect others to love you? That's just the real honest truth of it. So again, that was a small sample size of the men out there. And I said, as I go out in the world, in the public, I see that a lot too. And I was one of them. So this is why I can talk about it, because now I'm back on the other side. And it's like, one of the things I want to do is just bring awareness to it and hopefully help somebody. Hopefully help some man that's like, man, why is my life out of balance? Why am I not getting the type of respect I want at home, the type of love, right? It's because people see it. People see you don't respect yourself. People see you don't love yourself in that way. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to share that with you guys. Man, it's been a while since I've said it, but get back in the gym. Get back to eating healthy. Again, you can have your cheat meals. I wouldn't say cheat days anymore. People say, yeah, do a cheat day. Nah, do a cheat meal, right? But I wouldn't go the whole day unless you're at a point where you can bounce back and you got it under control. But yeah, man, just take care of yourselves out there. And yeah, I want to share that thought. So what y'all think about that? Drop a comment below. Subscribe to the Husband Code if it's your first time. If you've been watching for a while, subscribe. Also, if you got any value from this video, hit the like button and also subscribe. And we'll catch y'all guys in the next video. Peace.